Perfect. Right. Good morning, you right. So, in today's session, what we're looking at is the second type of cell division. I'm not going to go into it in much detail, but what I'm going to say is this is to do with sexual reproduction. And as I said, one of my favorite things to look at is plants. And what we're going to do is only look at one, what it's called, and two, halving stuff. That's it. And you see what I mean. So last week we looked at normal cell division, which is called mitosis. That's asexual reproduction. It's how if you cut your hand, your cells reproduce. Just, fix your skin. Now, meiosis in plants. It is the way that we make gametes in terms of plants. We are looking at and eggs. Okay. Now, I've lost the page. There we are. So we could pull eggs. So let's go through the technical part of it first. It's what would plant needs to do to make seeds. Okay. Most plants have normal cell division in their leaves and roots. And all your cells, including the plants, have a full set of instructions called chromosomes. Actually, we have a double set. We have half a set from our mum and half a set from our father. And this is true for plants as well. So we have two full sets of instructions. And they are on what we call chromosomes. All right? You cannot have three sets and you cannot have one set. You must have two sets. So, to make a seed, a male cell and a female cell must join together. This is called fertilization. The problem is if both cells had two sets, so let's say, for example, they've got 46 and 46 in total, so they've got two sets. So they've got 23 times 2. All right, so we've got 23 chromosomes times 2. This is true for let's have a look at humans. You get 23 chromosomes from your mom and 23 chromosomes from your dad. So you got two sets in total, giving you a grand total of 46 chromosomes. Now, if these were to fuse together, you would have a cell or an individual or a baby with 92 chromosomes. You can't have that. You must have 46. So one of these cells must half the number of chromosomes, half the number of instructions to 23. Then when these fuse together, 23 add 23 is 46. You end up with a cell with two sets of instructions, half from the mum and half from the dad. Okay, now, in plants, meiosis makes sure that the pollen and egg cells only have one set of instructions each. Now remember, an adult cell, a normal cell of a normal plant like us must have two sets of instructions, not one. So how it works in a flower, okay? Now what's really cool is you can go out, especially when we head into spring, right? Some plants will start to flower, and you get some really interesting ones where you can actually go look at a flower. I don't take them off because I don't, because bees need plants for honey. On a strict rule, only one. If you do really like a plant and there's lots and lots of flowers, you can take one and one only, right? Because all we want to do is look at it. We don't really want to. It's not a food source for us. Now, when you look at a flower, this is called the anther, right? So it happens in the reproductive parts of the flower. The anther here makes pollen, the male gamete, right? That's what makes pollen. And here's the ovary of a plant. And here you have eggs inside a flower. And the first time I found out, I was shocked. So what happens is inside either the egg or the ovary, either one, a single cell first doubles its instructions. So we're going to pretend an adult cell has 10 chromosomes in a plant. Okay? Animals and plants have different chromosomes. We have 46. Not all animals do. So we're going to pretend this plant has 10 chromosomes. The first thing it does is double them, times them by 2 to give you 20. Now remember what I said, this plant has 2 sets, not one. It's an adult cell. It has 2 sets of chromosomes, 5 from the mother, 5 from the father. So it doubles it to 20. This is the first division. It divides once. The first division. Let's put T. This is the first division. Oopsie daisy. All right. Oh, I missed out D again. The first division. So after the first division, you get you're halving the number of chromosomes. So this cell has 10 and this cell has 10. That is still 2 sets. So you're going to do a second division where you halve 10 to give you 5 and 5, and this will split and give you 5 and 5. And this is the second division. And if you look at it, right, we started with 1 cell. It doubled its chromosomes first, then did 2 divisions, and at the end, you end up with 4 cells. Okay? All right. Now, so it starts with 1 single cell that has double sets of instructions. There's my double set of instructions. Right? So the cell's made a copy of those, double those instructions. The cell divides into 2 cells. That's here. Then the 2 cells divide again very quickly into 4 cells. At the end, there are 4 new cells made from the original one. Each of these is different. Each one of these is different. That's why you are different from your brothers and sisters, or, and it's why, even though you may be related, we are all different, unless you're identical twins, but that's a different story. And that's really important. That's how we get variation within organisms. That's why every human is different. We are not clones. Now, as per usual, the first set of questions is based on what I've just said. Right? And I'm going to convert this intro and put it back on. All right. The second and third set of questions start to get harder, and you've got to think. Okie dokie, let's stop that recording.